Welcome to Just Asia, AHRC TV's weekly human rights program. These are the headlines. Thai court extends detention of student activists in secret hearing. Prominent Muslim lawyer shot dead in Burma. Bangladesh looks to relocate Rohingya refugees on vulnerable island. Nepal police illegally assault and arrest Indian citizen. 9-year-old girls attacked in Pakistan for honor. Government proposes to resolve past rights abuses in Indonesian way. Urgent appeal from India. Welcome to AHRC TV's Just Asia. I'm April Wong. This week's episode of Just Asia begins with Thailand, where the Khon Kaen Provincial Court refused to release Pai Dao-din, an embattled anti-junta activist accused of lèse-majesté. On Monday, February 1st, the court held an in-camera hearing where police were granted permission to extend the detention of Jatupat Pai Bunpataraksa, a law student and key member of the New Democracy movement. The police officers who requested extension claimed to have found CDs which can be used as new evidence in the case against Jatupat. They pleaded for more time for interrogation. Jatupat is accused of violating Article 112 of the Criminal Code, the lèse-majesté law, for sharing a controversial biography of King Vajiralongkorn, published by BBC Thai on Facebook. He is the first person to be arrested for lèse-majesté under the reign of the new king. Shortly after he was arrested on 3rd December 2016, the court released Jatupat on bail. However, his bail was revoked on December 22nd after he posted a satirical message on Facebook mocking the authorities. This is the 6th time the court has extended the activist's pre-trial custody. He has already been in custody for 41 days and will be detained in Khon Kaen prison for 10 more days, with the possibility of a further renewal. Jatupat has reportedly lost some 6 kgs while in prison. According to human rights lawyer Anna Nampa, over 80 people traveled to the court to observe the hearing and give moral support to the activist. However, they were not allowed to enter the courtroom because the court decided to hold the hearing in secret. Prime Bunpataraksa, Jatupat's mother, was devastated by the court's decision. In Burma, prominent lawyer, constitutional expert and advisor to Aung San Suu Kyi, Yu Kony was shot dead on the evening of January 29th. Kony was shot at the Yangon airport while returning from a trip to Indonesia along with other government and civic leaders. He was holding his grandchild and awaiting a vehicle when a man walked up behind and shot him in the back of the head. The killer also shot and killed Yuen Win, a heroic taxi driver who tried to foil his escape. The killer is a former ordinary criminal detainee, released from prison in 2014, and reportedly a native of Upper Myanmar. An advocate of the Supreme Court and founding member of the Myanmar Lawyers Network, Yu Kony was greatly liked and appreciated for his professionalism and commitment to human rights and the rule of law in Burma. Kony was one of the new Muslim professionals with close connections to senior government officials and an outspoken opponent of the 2015 race and regional laws. Kony was also advocating the drafting of a new constitution. A spokesperson for the ruling National League for Democracy said Kony's assassination was a big blow and we lost a hero. According to the Asian Human Rights Commission, Kony's killing is a reminder that Burma's struggle for democratization and human rights is far from over, and that the fight against impunity must continue. For this reason, the AHRC urges that the assassination be investigated openly and sincerely and at highest levels, so that not only the shooter but also the masterminds are identified and brought to justice. Meanwhile, in Bangladesh, the government is looking to relocate tens of thousands of Rohingya refugees to a vulnerable island in the Bay of Bengal. According to the government directive, the refugees would be transferred to Thengar Char before being repatriated to Burma. Thengar Char is engulfed by several feet of water at high tide and has no roads or flood defenses. The island can only be accessed in winter and is a haven for pirates. Rights groups have raised strong objections, saying it amounts to a forced relocation. Officials say an estimated 65,000 Rohingya have crossed into Bangladesh since October 2016, fleeing violence in Burma's western state of Rakhine. Some 232,000, both registered and unregistered, were already living in Bangladesh before that influx, many in refugee camps with poor facilities. The Bangladesh government has now set up a committee to identify and relocate undocumented Burma nationals. In Pakistan, a 9-year-old girl was set on fire to settle a family land dispute in Abbottabad, KBK province. She received 50% burns on her body, while her face is completely burnt. Although the family had moved to another city to avoid this dispute, they were followed and the girl was burnt while in the market. Another 9-year-old girl in Jacobabad, Sindh province, was ordered to be killed under the mistaken assumption that she was pregnant. When she was taken to the hospital, it was found that she had cysts in her womb, resulting in a swollen belly. Despite this, pressure from the girl's uncles and village elders has resulted in the case being filed against the girl for having an illegitimate child and also against her brother for supporting the illegitimate act. Both brother and sister have been arrested by the police. Next, in Nepal, police illegally assaulted and arrested 24-year-old Albin Kawat on January 15 while he was eating at a local snack shop with two friends in Dakdai, Rupandahi district of Nepal. Albin is an Indian citizen, residing and working in Nepal for the past 15 years. A group of uniformed and plainclothes police officers stormed the eatery and started hitting Albin Sahani. He was punched, kicked, and beaten with bamboo sticks. The police even pointed guns at Albin. The police team was led by Assistant Police Inspector Jagat Bahadur Sahai, assisted by two officers from the area police office, as well as a team led by Jaya Prakash Yadav attached with Dakdai Community Police. Within 5 minutes of the arrest, 50 police officers arrived in 3 police vans attached with the Area Police Office Bahia, Area Police Office Dakdai, and District Police Office Rupandahi, and took Albin to DPO Rupandahi. The incident has been filmed on a mobile phone, and the Asian Human Rights Commission has secured a copy of the video. A habeas corpus petition has been filed at the High Court to Sipul Butwa, and the court ordered the DPO Rupandahi on January 30th to present Albin at the court. In Indonesia, the government is planning to resolve past human rights abuses through a national council. Under Minister of Politics, Law and Security, Mr. Riwanto, the proposed council aims to settle differences between victims and perpetrators rather than bringing the cases to the Human Rights Court. This is being touted as the Indonesian way to resolve abuses, while going through the judicial process is against the Indonesian culture and would endanger unity of the nation. The proposal has been criticized by various human rights groups as well as victims of past human rights abuses. According to victims, resolving human rights abuses through compromise and reconciliation without justice is merely a way for the government to protect perpetrators, such as Minister Wiranto, allegedly involved in the student shootings of 1997 to 1998 and crimes against humanity in East Timor, 1999, as well as Defense Ministers Riyamisat Riyakudu, involved in human rights violations in Aceh in 2003, and the murder of prominent indigenous Papuan activist Mr. Tais Hio Ewai. Furthermore, the proposed National Council is in violation with Nawacita, the President's vision and mission, which promises to prioritize and resolve past human rights abuses. Finally, the Urgent Appeals Weekly features one case from Chhattisgarh, India, where internationally renowned activist and researcher Bella Bhatia was attacked by some 30 goons in her home. They warned her to leave her home immediately, threatening her life if she failed to go. Despite calls to the police, the goons left only after Ms. Bhatia and her landlord wrote a note promising to leave within 24 hours. The attack occurred within a few days of a visit by a National Human Rights Commission team, whom Ms. Bhatia is assisting, in their investigation of rape of Adivasi women by state security forces. That is all for this episode of Just Asia. For more on this and other issues, please visit www.humanrights.asia or www.alrc.asia/justasia. Thank you for watching and see you next week.